Yo guys, and welcome back to some more of the Aquatic Stage. As you can see straight off the bat, a lot has changed between this and the last episode. I've been making a lot of really awesome progress, a lot of changing, a lot of optimizing, and things are looking really good. As you can see, just immediately right here, I really tried to make it work. I made a couple of changes to the environment, to the colour scheme, to the atmosphere, and we finally got the blue atmosphere looking quite acceptable in my opinion. In the last episode I mentioned about how when I tried using the blue atmosphere it was just really bright, it was really overpowering, there was too much of a glare and it was like just really blinding. I've changed the colours around based on the style filter, so that way you now require the filter to play, which I honestly hope is okay with everyone. I mean, I think it looks a lot better that way. But what it does mean is that without the filter, as you're going to see here, the game looks now like very oversaturated. The ground looks terrible. It's just like a really ugly bright colour scheme. But again, with the filter on, it just looks so much more immersive, and this looks so much more like the original 2005 demonstration, which I am really happy with. On top of that, like I said, we're doing a bit of optimizing. I've been changing the props around. So I've recently did a live stream, which hopefully has already come out for you guys by now, where I was auditing all the various submissions. In the end, guys, I got over 530 submissions. Like, I really just... I cannot express just how many more that was than I was expecting. It was so many more. It's really tight competition. I actually feel quite bad because there's so much I'm not going to be able to add in and I feel terrible for it. But I am really grateful though that you guys have just added in so much. So again, like really from the top of my heart, thank you so much. That being said, so yes, I actually did end up using a couple of props already. As you can see here, some of the plants here are already looking quite different, just looking more fuller, a bit more, you know, lively, whereas before they were just a one single stem. I've added a lot of various props around the coral forest in particular. As you see here, we've now got a bit of a roof thing going on, just like a bit of a canopy. The props that I made have completely been replaced by much better ones by other creators. This one in particular was by Shot, which again just looks so much better than what I tried to accomplish. We go back into this area around here, the tunnels, which I was very proud of. The tunnels are now looking even better once again, just even more fuller, just more things going on. And yet, so many less parts. I've used so many less parts doing all of this. We have more features for less budget, or less complexity. I've actually saved complexity in the process, which is great, because what that basically means is we can add more creatures. This entire area here was completely naked in the previous episode. There was nothing here at all. Now again, it's just got more things going on. There's so much more I can show you, but I'll let you guys discover it for yourselves. On top of that, I've also finally added the objectives, or at least I've added like a fair amount of the objectives. We kind of like covered the basics in the previous episode. I've added a lot more to it. I've added the descriptions, you know, tried to word it properly, make it a lot more immersive. And just like I said, overall guys, lots and lots of progress, and it is going fantastically well. But of course, as well and good as all that is, I know what you guys want. You are really itching for those creatures, for the ecosystem to finally be filled out. And like I said, this is going to be really tricky because there's been so many creations. Like, I have too many options. What do I do? Now, as for what creatures we introduce first, that is really going to be the hardest part. I think we should start from the bottom and work our way up. We'll go from the shallows to the further biomes. In fact, I'm talking too much about it. Let's just do it. Now, there was one particular creature in mind that I did actually want to include, and that was this little Swiffy thing here. But as you can see, guys, Miss IO Duck here has made two versions of it. I did mention a long time ago about how I wanted there to be, like, some suggestion of, like, creatures evolving. And this one right here is a really good example. It's got, like, a really nice, simple Maxis-like creature that then evolves into a more complex version. So we're using both of these, but at different points in the stages. So let's begin then with a couple of, like, little small herbivores wandering around. I want them to be on wander. I want them to be very low health. These are like very much starter creatures. At some point, I am really going to have to go through and balance the health and damage of all these creatures. I am not looking forward to that. But at least for the time being, yeah, let's just like have it be like a fairly weak one. We'll have it be neutral, I reckon. Neutral, wandering. How big is that compared to the captain? It's actually quite large. Just have it be just a little bit smaller. If I can compare it like that, there we go. It's as small as it can be without turning into a baby. And we'll just have like a couple of these all wandering around the area. This could be like perhaps like some kind of solitary creature. Or maybe that should be more like a pod. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll just got a couple of them. Actually, spread them out a little bit more. Because it is a large area after all. one over there, one there. So we've got those little solitary ones there, and then the Swifty, we're going to replace these ones with that one later on. Another really cool and rather unique looking creature is this Ghost Eel by Charlotte's Dusk. Now this one I thought was just really interesting. Now it's called a Ghost Eel. I imagine it'd probably be better off in the trench slash deep sea area. Probably is, but to be fair though, because of the, like, I don't know, there was just something about the way it's made, I just thought like it would be really nice to encounter early on. We've got plenty of dark, creepy, and luminous creatures for the later biomes. I think like this one would just really nice to fit in somewhere here. Now, with it being an eel, it probably is going to be, you know, it probably should be a carnivore. But I like the idea of this being like another neutral creature. Just like a bit of a bigger, bit of a slightly meaner looking one. Maybe it could be a little bit more tanky. Let me see. These guys over here have 10 HP. This one can have 30 by comparison. Again, we'll like tune everything a lot more later on. But I think that this is like a nice way to start things off with. And we'll have one of you over here and one of you over there. Another one. Right, this is a bit of a funny one. So I specifically mentioned that I'm avoiding having like real creatures. A lot of you want mosasaurs, you want megalodons, you want all these existing creatures, which I think is very cool, but we are playing Spore, and I think it's a great opportunity to have like a more varied ecosystem. That being said, there was this adorable little trilobites that I really just cannot, I can't resist it. It just looks really, really cute. It's really small. But we'll make it like really nice and tiny. It just looks so cool, man. Look at it. Look at the cute little thing. You're gonna have like the occasional simple one. How big are we gonna have this actually? That I actually think is quite a nice size. It's quite large compared to the creature. But then again though, we don't know how large these creatures are compared to say a human. For all we know, these could all be really, really tiny or really massive. So again, it kind of goes down to personal interpretation. But at least compared to the player, I think that is a nice small size. And I want a couple of these to be around here. Couple of them around here. Let me see. Again, just like kind of varied around. We might have a couple more like maybe coming down here too. Probably not there. I think I might get stuck there. That's another thing I'm gonna really have to test, you know, a lot, like really, really a lot, is make sure that they can all path okay. That's gonna be a fun one. Oh, I'm forgetting something very, very important. The range of which I can travel. I did forget that before. So the blue radius, as you guys very kindly informed me, the blue radius is how far they will travel within an area. And I do want them to have like a fairly large travel area. Now another creature I've had my eye on is the Tamaranian jellies. These are a reference to the original 2005 Aquatic Stage demo. You have a couple of jellyfish kind of hovering in the background. This is something I was very, very keen on, and I'm very, very glad that someone else has actually made it. Because I am definitely having a couple of like really old school 2005 creatures hovering here and there. These are going to be stationary. They are tiny little jellyfish. I think they should have like very, very low health. But they're going to be just hovering, they're going to be mindless. And what I might do is have some flipped over jump pads up in the air. That way we've got creatures like actually floating above you as well as around you. So if I do that, this way as well, I can have like a couple of them. I can have one there. Oh, whoops, zoomed in a bit too far there. So I can have one up there. Another small one right next to it, just hovering nearby. I wonder, can I have one of these hovering on the plant? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, actually, I kind of can. So I want one more nice, simple creature in this area. Again, really trying to go for the variety here. Really trying to have, like, a bit of a mishmash between, like, these really primitive creatures and the slightly more evolved ones. Here we got another primitive one called a pincher. We'll have a couple of these. These are going to be very, very small. Just like the Swifties. Gonna have one. Actually, maybe it could be, like, just slightly larger. Like, compared to the Swifty, it could just be ever so slightly larger. In fact, it is a carnivore. I was about to add in, like, one medium-sized carnivore. I think I still will. But how about we have, like, the occasional smaller one? In fact, maybe we'll have it on Wander. It'll have, like, a fairly low Wander radius. It will have very low damage, so maybe, like, probably 40% damage. Again, I'll tweak all this later on, but I'm just going, like, with a bit of a basics here. Let me see. These guys... These Swifties had 10 HP. I'll give this one here. You can have 20. And I'm going to make you not only attack the Swifty, or not only be aggressive, but I'm going to have you only attack the Swifties. Let's see how that looks so far then. So, let's go ahead and style filter. No rainbows. I really want to see like how it actually looks in play. We'll have the atmosphere just like slightly lower than usual, so that we've got a bit more visibility. But otherwise, let's see how this turns out. Oh god, there's creatures all over the place. So them two are already attacking. That one is just off ski. It is fighting back. Do I want it to fight back? I'm not sure about that. But it is doing a good low amount of damage. In fact, it's doing more damage than its predator. Right, that definitely needs tweaking. So like I said, guys, this is why we're testing. That aside, though, not really. It's actually very quiet here. Okay, that was not floating as it should. Them two are, though. I like that a lot. So 2 little floaters up there. That is fantastic. Maybe a bit too high. But we do need more of this kind of stuff going on. Of course, with it being a jump pad, I just got to make sure that I don't, you know, glitch into it at any point. So I want to have it be as low as I can without it causing any issues. All of that howling. Okay, yeah, no, I think the creatures may definitely be just a little bit too small. I think we definitely need some larger creatures. Right, let's have another test then. And there we go. It already feels a lot more alive. Although I'm still having my doubts about the carnivores here. I think maybe it's too early to have carnivores, but at least we're having a proper chase now. We're definitely having a proper chase. We can actually understand. It's big enough where we can actually see it. That one's kind of like running away scared. It's actually getting owned this time around, which is good. Okay, yeah, I definitely think 1 carnivore will be enough. I think having 2 will just very, very quickly erase these. The jellyfish are now at a much better height. Am I getting glitched under it? No, fantastic. I might change that again. Oh god, that howling. I might lower the platform down even further. See if I can see how far away I can get with it. But I think that's, again, another good... That damn howling, man. The howling's distracting me. Wow, that one actually is quite large, isn't it? And that one just looks really angry. But I'm liking it, though. I'm liking it. We definitely have, like, a bit of a variety going on here. I think... Oh, that is awesomely terrifying. Right, okay. I think having that an epic, just having the 1 epic, is probably a good idea in the end. Although it's a little bit... Wait, what the hell? Oh, my God. It's ascending. What the hell? Okay then. Well, that definitely, you know, oh Jesus Christ, okay, that was violence at the end there. That was fantastic though. I mean, hey, if they could do that more often, it would definitely sell the whole, you know, underwater vibe we've got going on here. That was great. I actually quite like the idea of there being a smaller one next to it. I do quite like that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving this little angle here. I'm absolutely loving the big epic right there, kind of hovering nearby, and of course the 2 Tamaradian jellyfish hovering there. That to me is really, really cool. But yes, one thing for sure, one thing that I'm learning very, very quickly is this is going to take, once again, a lot longer than I expected. And something tells me that not all of you are very interested in seeing like all the tiny little, you know, nitpicks, trial and error. I'm pretty sure you just want to see the creatures. So let's skip the shallows for now then. We're going to add more on that in a bit, or at least probably off camera. But I think the coral forest is probably going to be the most interesting biome. It's going to have like the brightest and most colourful creatures. So let's move up to here for a moment. And let's grab a couple of creatures here then. So, one creature off the top of my head that I would like to include is one by Alispill, which was a type of crab. Here we go, a quab, as he calls it. That's another cute one there. We will also grab this royal coral ray and the solar ray as well. I've got 2 different types of rays here. We've also got this coral caboon here. And let us add a certain type of whale creature here. Now, this is already like a very colourful variety. Again, I do plan on adding much, much, much more, but of course I need to really, you know, go through in detail and inspect them again. But we have this little crab creature here, which compared to the captain is quite a nice size actually. I do want this creature to be quite a lot larger. So what we'll do is we'll have a couple of these that are going to be stationary. I reckon it should be neutral, maybe even territorial, I don't know. But yeah, we'll definitely have them neutral for a start anyway. They'll be stationary, and I do actually want them to be quite a little bit tanky. So I think probably about 48 HP. And I want there to be quite a few of these guys. So one over there, for example, maybe like next to other plant life. So maybe one over there. Have one next to this cave area over here. We'll have another one over, yeah. This is gonna be like a slightly larger, not that large. There we go. And maybe a final one by these tunnels over here. Just like, yeah, kind of chilling. Actually, now that I think about it, they should be next to coral, shouldn't they? They should be like camouflaging. So maybe like that. I'll probably move the others around in a bit as well, actually. Speaking of camouflaging crabs, we've got another variant here. Maybe this one here could be a little bit smaller. It definitely looks a little bit more primitive compared to the big crab. So we'll have it be a little bit smaller. We'll have it be... Do I want it to be peaceful? No, I think, again, neutral. If it gets attacked, I want it to defend itself. This one can wander, but only like a small little area. It'll be slightly weaker at 35 HP. And that one could be friends with the big happy crab there. Those two could be friends. We can have another one over here. Again, next to all the coral. In fact, you two can have friends here as well. Maybe you could be like a more social variant. So we get one there, and a much smaller one next to you there. Oh, look at them, aren't they adorable? Do also need like a couple of creatures out in the open as well, that is for sure. I can't have them all just hovering next to props and such. They'll blend in a bit too much in that case. I do want there to be like a fair few creatures out and about as well. Let's grab a solar array. This one I do want to be quite a bit larger. Oh no. First of all, loud. Second of all, I'm actually going to fix this one off camera because the invisible limb glitch, which is quite nice and easy to do in vanilla Spore, is malfunctioning just a little bit in the adventure. That's fine, I can fix that, but I need to fix it off camera. Well, in that case, can we use the royal coral ray? Yes, okay, good. This one doesn't have the limb. Now, this one can be a very, very happy thing. This one can, like, wander all over the place. I kind of want it to be bigger, actually. Maybe we... Well, actually, now that I think about it, friends, what we're going to do with this one is we're going to have one of the rays be really, really large and stationary. It can be an epic one. So, but this one's going to have like a lot more HP. We'll just do like 115 for now. And you, my friend, will also be hovering above, just like the Tamaranian jellies earlier. So let's get you probably like up here, above the canopy. Now, one thing I would like to do at some point, of course, it will depend on complexity, but I would like to have like a path where some of the larger epics can just roam above the entire forest. But that means I will have to have like a lot of these flipped upside down jump pads, which is fine, but that's probably going to be a thing to do a lot later on. So until we do that, for the time being, they're just going to be hovering here. So we're going to have like a couple of more of those. Maybe we can have like 3 in total, I reckon. And we've got a couple of these very, very cool looking creatures here as well. These definitely seem like herbivores. They'll definitely be on wander. They'll have like quite a large wander radius like that. And again, yeah, I'll deal with all of the tweaking such later on, I reckon. Let's have a couple of you here. Maybe you can go like pods and such. So you can have a couple there, a couple over here, maybe one there, and let me see, a couple of more over. Actually, maybe these guys will like prefer like big open areas, come to think of it. In fact, one that I want to try out is a jelly strider, if I can find it. Here it is, by Narotiza. Hey, it's the worm guy. That's cool, right? I'm going to be using a creation by the pitiful worm guy himself. That's actually pretty awesome. It's actually a really cool looking creature too. What I do want is a couple of these very, very tall, peaceful creatures kind of wandering around in the coral forest. So we'll have, they could be like really large, but again, completely peaceful. So how about we have one here in the grass? We can have another one out in the open. Maybe this could be eating on the fire coral over here. Make it just a little bit smaller. And let's have a third one over... do I want a third one? Like, I'm very conscious about pathing and things like glitching into each other. Maybe up here. Right. Let's just see how that looks so far then. Right, so here we are in the shallows then. Let's work our way immediately towards the... towards the coral forest. You can already see that ray just hovering above. That looks awesome. The way, like, kind of... Oh, God. Ah, stop! Okay, I need to fix that. The way that, like, kind of just fades in from the horizon, that is awesome. Right, making our way forward. Okay. That strider has levitated onto the coral, so I'm going to fix that, but otherwise that should be quite cool. Let's carry on forward then. We do see the occasional crab, right, so I definitely do need just a lot more creatures in general. Look how these guys are kind of like hovering nearby, which is kind of cool. That one is, again, just up above. Right, that needs a lot of fixing. You are trying to walk into grass. Okay, again, alright. I think having the creatures on wander may actually be a bad idea. They don't really seem to have... let's just say Spore's AI is really, you know, expressing itself here. That one is expressing itself in other ways entirely. I'm not quite sure what it's trying to show me, but... yeah, let's move on then. Let's move on. Alright then, guys. A lot of testing is going to be required. So don't you worry. I think I'm going to wrap up the episode here, but the next episode, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to like really cut it up, show you guys the environments, you know, made thus far, throw in a couple of extra creatures, and then, you know, cut it forward into a point where it's actually stable. Because, yeah, this is going to require a lot of testing. Oh boy. But otherwise, I'm quite liking the look of it so far. It's very, very early doors. It's going to need a lot of work. It's going to need a ton of larger creatures to make the area feel a lot more full. It does kind of suck though, because we're going to have so many epics. We're just going to hear a lot of screaming, which I'm kind of dreading. But we'll just see how it works out in the end. We'll try it and see what happens. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, I will speed up the next episode tremendously because this has been a bit of a learning curve. I also hope you enjoy the changes made to the environment. It definitely feels a lot more full now. Just overall, just like bigger and more interesting. And of course, let me know if you've got any favourites of the creatures added in so far. Let me know what you think. Personally, it might be a bit simple, but my favourite one so far is these jellyfish. I just really, really like them. I just think they, like, having them higher above just adds, like, so much depth to the area. Oh, that glitched out. Okay, noted. But yeah, guys, I will catch you all next time. Have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for watching.